He met her in front of cameras and lights, but she said no when she laddered her tights. Does that ring any bells?
Bit of artistic life.
Where to turn did Jonathan next bemoan? Perhaps he should try closer to home. And lo and behold, just a floor away, Karen did appear to make his day.
That was you, right? That wasn't it, really?
And it's another present. And it's a big camera moment.
No.
Two presents.
Alright. Okay, anyone first?
Does it really matter?
I'll do the picture. What's in there?
I don't know. It's not a good sign, is it?
Put it on the side, Dad. What's in there?
What might it be?
I don't know.
Enjoy it, sorry. Splendid.
Oh no!
There's more. One more second ago.
Actually, on my insights thing it says, should wear outrageous clothes. I can tell you've not organised this, did match.
Jonathan's Professionalism, Part 2. This story links Jonathan's professionalism with a chair. Again, picture the scene. A still relatively young Jonathan, still with very little hair. Again, only recently qualified. Attends the Manchester Actuarial Christmas dinner. Obviously, we have it in February. Smaller, quieter, more intimate gathering, 30 or so. Surely he's learned from the convention. We sit down for the meal. Our tables next to the president of the Institute of Actuaries, the top man. At 7 o'clock,
Daddy.
Jonathan starts on the wine. At 9 o'clock, Jonathan continues on the wine.
It's nice wine.
At 11 o'clock, Dan and Jonathan go to powder their noses. 5 minutes later, Dan and Jonathan return. Dan pulls his chair out. Dan starts to sit down. Jonathan pulls Dan's chair further out. Dan sits on the floor. Jonathan laughs very loudly. Dan swears very loudly. The president looks round and shakes his head. Something we've all done to Jonathan.
It's very funny though. Can you stick this up a minute?
Not long to go now.
Alright.
There's one more pizza to open.
Oh really? No! You spoiled the surprise!
We've now got another ode, titled An Ode to Jonathan, written by Alice Pennington, aged 9. Read by Dan Garner, who is a long way from being named.
Yes, thank you much.
No, I'm the super.
Jonathan Peet is so neat. We'd like to go and meet Jonathan Peet. Jonathan Peet lives down our street. He likes the heat. Jonathan Peet. Jonathan Peet likes to win and beat. and keep clean feet. That really is Jonathan Peet.
What about
Jonathan Peet
Daddy?
loves to sit in his seat and eat. It's Jonathan Peet. Jonathan Peet, dressed up in a sheet and eats lots of meat. Surely that's Jonathan Peet.
Another story. Only 2 more to go. It's Jonathan and the caravan. Karen, you may have to block your ears again. Like many of us, Jonathan is very fond of his in-laws.
Oh yes!
He was really pleased when Karen said they were moving. He was less pleased when Karen told him where to. Not next door, but the same street. Surprisingly, he wasn't pleased when the move started to go wrong. The dates didn't tie up. His in-laws were going to be homeless for a whole month. Jonathan has a spare room. Oh no! They can't move in with him for a month. No, it's okay, they have a caravan. Then Karen explains the real plan. Park the caravan on Jonathan's drive for the month. To quote Jonathan's father-in-law, it's okay, you won't know we're there. So you can always keep your in-laws close. We've got your brochure of Star Hills. Time for another ode, titled Oh Dear, written and read by Peter Latimer.
Oh dear.
Who isn't very clever, but he's aged in his late 30s.
Born in 1968, what would be JP's fate? A daily pie upon his plate, as a Wiganer he did ate. And so his body grew and grew. Don't forget his brain did too. It was obvious he was no fool, as he passed each exam at school. Off to university to find a flat, a nice place with a welcome mat. Mathematics he chose, his no prat. At York, home to the Kit Kat. Degree done, now for a profession. Got a job with GRE in sunny Lytham. Starting to train to be an actuary. Making new friends with Colin and Gordy. Sorry to get a hand He finally qualified in '98 and also managed to find a date. There were some who said he can't, but he did marry the lovely Karen Plant. Now when you put a plant with some peat, fluids and a little bit of heat, the result is some tiny new feet. In Thomas you can now meet. 49ers are his football team, they are American. Wigan is his rugby team, the type with 13 men.
Hey.
Weekly trips to the JJB with his season ticket, and also to Old Trafford to watch a game of cricket. He sometimes puts on his own